Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another review here on Pez of the Mind. I am James Phoenix. With me are Chriz the Mole and Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Hi.
Hello.
And we are here today to talk about the recent animated film, Teen Titans Go! To the Movies.
Yep.
Of course, a spin-off of the Cartoon Network series Teen Titans Go, which is in and of itself sort of kind of from the Teen Titans cartoon before it.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
That's just something the Teen Titan fanboys from the original one used to insult it, but they literally made no qualms about it being related at all. They just adapted various elements from all Teen Titans and made a new show.
Okay, well, there seems to be a bunch of similarities, and it was the same voice cast, so...
Same voice class and some similarities in terms of look, but it's like the Nickelodeon one has some similarities towards the 80s Turtles show, but they're not the same. They just adapted elements that people knew from Teen Titans.
That's fair.
And we are echoing.
A little bit.
Is Pew using a headset?
I am using my headset.
Oh, okay, because I don't know why we were echoing.
Weird.
Anyway, woo! Titans go! The movies!
Yep.
Pew, you might want to double check your mic input because you don't sound like you're coming through your headset.
I am coming through my headset.
Your audio is, but I don't know if your microphone is. I think your built-in mic might be picking up.
Everything's coming through the headset.
Okay. Well, I'll just deal with it then.
Yep.
So yeah, this was an incredibly enjoyable film that, in addition to developing the characters a little bit, pokes a little bit of fun at the current trend of superhero films overall, and all the little things that people tend to nitpick and make fun of about them, from DC movies being dark and gritty to Stan Lee cameos to everything else.
Yep. To be fair, that's more of a nitpicky of current superheroes in general.
Okay,
Well, no one nitpicks DC for Stan Lee cameos.
that's true. Well, that's why I said I didn't say That's why I didn't say DC. I said the dark and gritty DC, Stan Lee cameos. Those were two different things.
Yeah, but you started off at the beginning of they poke fun at the DC films of various stuff, like DC is always dark and gritty, Stan Lee parodies. And I'm like,
No, I said they poke fun at superhero films.
Alright, let's talk about the film.
Yes,
that's what we're doing. And twice, apparently.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah. But yeah, it's cool how they do that.
Indeed. And I like the plot and how they for this version of the Titans they introduced Slade for the first time. I think that for the tone of this Titans, I think they did a really good job with that.
Yep. Well, I will admit, technically they already used him in the Teen Titans Go series.
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
There was an episode which a lot of people hate called Slade Returns.
Ah.
Where they mention, oh my god, our greatest enemy Slade's back. Then it cuts to them just walking back in, having defeated him with the helmet in hand. And like, that was so epic, no one can ever see this. Just seeing it would break you forever. And then they have a completely unrelated adventure. Which pissed a lot of people off because they advertised it and did the storyline that way to basically show Slade. And you're like, no, you can't use him as an advertisement and do it that way. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
But the way they introduced him in this, voiced by Lego Batman, is awesome.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he did a good job.
It's fun.
It was, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I did like his evil plan once it was revealed and came to fruition.
Yep. I did like they kept calling him. I like the fact they called him Deadpool.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny because I've heard people make that mistake before, and it's also funny with the what the hell? It's also funny. Well, not funny, but it's also slightly annoying that they can't call him Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
oh, come on.
Yeah, it was also to be a little bit annoying. Like the first time it was funny, but every time they said his name, they had to do it in that really exaggerated way.
Slade!
Slade!
I like that. I liked that. That was a funny running joke. Slade, all dramatic. I liked it. They
It-
constantly do stuff like that on the series.
Yeah, it was funny. I just felt like it got less funny the more they did it.
Yeah, it was one of those where they did it so much it stopped being funny, then was funny again.
Yeah.
It's a running joke. It was a running joke for the movie. It worked.
Yes. Also, I
liked
have
all
to,
the music.
yeah, the music was amazing.
It was very good.
Like Robin's song about my superhero movie is just phenomenal.
Hmm.
Yes, and I give props. It is unfortunate that that Robin's voice actor Scott Menville can't quite sing well enough to pull that off, but the guy they got did a good job.
It worked for what they wanted it to go for. It worked.
Yeah.
It did. Personally, I love the upbeat inspirational song about life. That was great.
Nice.
Going for the win.
Yep. I also like the Lion King parody.
That was great too. That was so funny.
Oh, he's just a sidekick, and they drop him, and you're like, "What the hell? What's wrong?"
That was good.
So I loved the running. I feel they ruined one of the running jokes in the movie, in the trailer. Some movies do this all the time. It's not an insult to this movie.
Hmm.
But we already knew Alfred, the movie, was one of the jokes because they showed it in the trailer.
Hmm.
Yep.
But that wasn't the first one they did. They did multiple afterwards. But the Alfred one, I feel like they should have saved that because that reveal of oh god, it's Alfred, not Robin. That's funny. It's one of those jokes where it's funnier if you don't see the reveal coming.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But a lot of movies do that. Like, I'd argue, as I've said before now, like Deadpool 1 gave you all of its most funniest jokes in the trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
It was still a funny movie, but all the funniest jokes you've already heard.
Yeah. Um.
But yeah,
do-
the story is sort of slightly meta-ish. Of they want to get their own superhero movie
Yes.
to get themselves over like all the other superheroes. Because nowadays you need a movie and a franchise in order to be considered a good superhero. And they have a studio, and it builds all the way through, and it's a cool little story, and it worked for Teen Titans Go. Some people complained that it feels like a Teen Titans Go episode. I'd argue it's Teen Titans Go. That's what it's supposed to
Yeah,
feel
that's like
like.
the point.
It's not like, and I know me and Jim disagree on this, it's not like when you went to see the Power Ranger movie and it feels nothing like Power Rangers. Then you complain. If I go to see Star Trek and it feels like Star Trek, I'm not gonna go, oh my god, how dare they make this feel like Star Trek? That's stupid.
Yeah. I also like how they worked. I also like how they worked in other WB related jokes because they were at the studio. I particularly like they're walking to the studio and they see the water tower and stuff. I was like, that is where the Animaniacs live.
Yep.
That was funny as hell.
How about you, Pio?
My favorite part was when they went back in time and for the second time and murdered everybody again to make their dark past come back.
That was funny.
That was great.
Like,
I
hey,
love-
not Bruce, Bruce's parents, just walk over to this crime alley. It's totally great. Yep, thanks.
Yeah, they just shove him down there. You're like, okay. But I loved the two jokes before that with that. Of when they reveal, whoa, what are you doing? It's called Crime Alley. What the hell? Go down there, the happy place alley. And it's all smiles, and you're like, okay, that's funny. And I audibly giggled, obviously, and went, oh, in the cinema when they killed baby Aquaman. Because I just wasn't expecting that. I just throw in one of those ring things from the cans, and it goes in there, and he gets caught, and he goes, oh, and drowns. Which does raise questions as how he drowned, but I'm not going to complain.
I mean,
It also raises questions of why he was in the ocean, because wasn't he raised by his father on land?
Yeah, it's just funny. Although, to be fair, he was meant to be a baby in Atlantis.
Oh, that's
some
true.
stuff. So it works. But yeah, that was just funny, and they're going back and forth through time.
Yeah, and
And
props
it's
to the
funny
film.
because their great plan was to go back in time and stop all the heroes from happening, so they get a movie. But what they don't realize is when they come back, if there's no heroes, all the villains are going to have destroyed everything.
Which is actually kind of funny in and of itself because especially DC's trend, without the heroes, the majority of those villains shouldn't exist either because heroes like Batman created those villains.
Did he?
Well, he threw Joker in the vat of acid, usually.
Not usually. Joker's had so many origins and they're not all linked together. But the reason I say did he is they've done multiple stories in Batman where if he's not around, his villains still happen. I don't just mean Gotham.
Okay.
Gotham sucks.
So
But beyond that too, because Lex Luthor was always going to be an asshole businessman, but I don't think he would have become a supervillain if he didn't have a rampant hate on for Superman.
he was literally in a lot of stuff when Superman shows up and he's the businessman version. The reason he goes after Superman is Superman stops his crime from happening. He's already a master criminal. He's like the kingpin at that point.
Yeah, but in all fairness, in this case, I did like that his crime was I'm going to shave everybody bald like me.
Yep. But which is fun, and I do agree with Pew. Gotham, the TV show, does suck.
Fair enough.
It
I
started
have only seen
off
the pilot.
it started off like it could be good. Like season 1's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And it's good. The problem was season 2 onwards, they just start going, fuck it, he's Riddler now for no reason. And you're like, why? Oh, and look, here's a Joker. Is this going to be Joker? No. Here's another Joker tease. Here's another Joker tease. Here's another Joker tease. Now we've aged Poison Ivy for no reason. And you're like, oh, for God's sake. Why are you doing this? And why have you changed their name? But they've done that a few times where the villains can still happen if he's not around. They'll just be slightly different.
Okay. Also, I do give props to WB for shelling out however much they paid Universal for the Back to the Future music.
Yep. But I would also like to point out as well that it's Teen Titans Go.
It is.
It doesn't have to make sense with Teen Titans
That's
Go.
true.
Like
That's true.
like a lot of stuff in Teen Titans Go does not make sense, but it's funny. It's just a joke. So you're like, okay,
and I did like they worked in a lot of references to things in the show, like in the one scene where Slade calls about, "What are you gonna do? Annoy me to death with your waffles?" And it's decided we're just kind of kicking the waffles away behind him.
Yep.
What do you guys think about the thing at the end of the movie?
Original Teen Titans coming back?
Oh no! Before that, like at the very end, where like Robin's like, well, how would I like make them think? You know, I want to start a conversation. So he goes, ask your parents where babies come from. Goodbye.
Yep.
Oh,
I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
It was dying.
I thought it was funny. I saw some people online criticize that because they're like, "Oh my god, so now we're gonna have sex talk." No, he just said, "Ask them where they come from." You can easily say the stork.
You can lie.
Or pop on Boss Baby. That's an explanation for him.
What the fuck is Pop on Boss Baby?
No, he's Pop on the movie Boss Baby.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck is that? Is that some other stork? Oh.
No, Pop on the movie Boss Baby. It's a great movie. The Netflix series, not as good.
Fair enough.
But it's still funny. It's just they changed the voice actor.
Oh, did they? Okay. I guess Alec Baldwin's kind of expensive.
He is, and for the series, it's someone who sounds more like Simon. Which
Okay.
works. It's just it changes his personality inherently because obviously Alec Baldwin's Boss Baby is based on Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
But Boss Baby was awesome. But yeah, I like this movie, and they do loads of little jokes, and they have they take stabs at Marvel, DC, just everything, and it's just funny.
Oh, I think one of the best jokes about the movie is they take a shot at that really obscure, shitty superhero team.
Was it the unknown people?
Yeah, the Guardians of the Unknown, whatever the hell their name was. That was hilarious.
Yep. Which they're funny. Which I'll say in terms of what to expect from this movie. I know some people say this is a negative, but it's not meant to be a negative. It's what Deadpool is for superhero films, but in a family movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I.e., it's the parodiness. It's fun. You don't have to take it seriously. And instead of all of these, look look, every time we have to go watch this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, just so we can understand this movie in 5 years' time. What the fuck? Like, over because they all build to that. It's like, no, instead, you can just watch this one movie and enjoy the hell out of it and not have to be bogged down with all of the world building and all the other stuff that they all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I say all of them because they're all responsible for this. Like, I argue Iron Man 2 serves no purpose but being an hour and a half trailer for the Avengers. Iron Man 1 was amazing, but Iron Man 2 got bogged down in so much shit that it's like, no, this doesn't need to exist.
Sure.
Well, of course it did. Mickey Rourke needed a paycheck for an incredibly shitty performance.
Yep. Well, he was great in The Wrestler.
He was.
Yeah, but I'd blame the script of the movie for that one. But yeah,
That's fair.
it's a case, like I said, it takes shots at superhero movies, and it's just fun. And if you like superhero movies, and it'll be fun for you. If you like Teen Titans Go, it's going to be great for you, obviously. I will just say, if you don't like Teen Titans Go,
What the fuck are you doing there?
if you're one of those people that actively hates it, you're not going to enjoy this movie.
No.
Like, if you actively hate Titans Go and you've seen Titans Go movie just to shit on it for other people who are actually enjoying it, you're the asshole. Okay? Why would you spend your money on something you know you're gonna hate and then disrupt people who are probably gonna enjoy it? But like, you know, like
It happens with movies all the time, though.
That
Like,
doesn't
people will
mean-
go and watch. No, but I mean, like, people will go watch a Batman film who's never read a Batman comic or seen any shows or anything, and be like, okay, let's see what this is like. Which, if they see a Teen Titans Go on, I know it's for kids, they might take their kids in there, or they might go in there to see it just to see this animated superhero film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's also possible, and it's possible they might thought, okay, it's Teen Titans Go to the movies, maybe it's better than the show.
That's
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, no, but like I said, I really enjoyed it. The music's great. Everything in the movie is great. Like, the visuals and everything just looks great. I will say some people, as I mentioned before now with the cartoon, hate on this for the wrong reasons. One is, boo, it's ruining the original Teen Titan cartoon. No, it doesn't. That still exists. Get the fuck over yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I argue, as I've said before now, if you say that about the original cartoon, then the original cartoon did the same thing to the comic, you're a hypocrite.
Yep.
Also, with that, it's a case of, when they're like, it's just for babies. No, not really, because they include loads of hidden jokes throughout the whole thing where you get it. And if you've read the comics or if you're a fan, you're like, that's funny.
Yeah, it's funny when you see, like, in the background they have the giant group shots and you see all these, like, metamorpho and stuff in the background. Like kids aren't going to know who that is.
Now, I will say one thing that is a problem with the Teen Titans series. The movie didn't do it as much at all, which is fine. In fact, the movie does the opposite, which is why I'm bringing it up. Is the Teen Titans show knows that people hate it for not being the original Teen Titans show.
Mm.
And instead of just letting it go, they constantly mock fans of the original cartoon.
Mm.
And dub over episodes of the cartoon to make it funny and all that stuff. And it's like, don't keep angering them. There's no point at that point. Be the bigger people and just let your show exist for what it is.
Mm.
When you do it that way, all you're doing is angering them and throwing more, like, I don't know, gas on the fire or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But this one does the opposite, because at the very end, you get the, we're coming back. And it's the original Teen Titans ones, which apparently they are coming back. And some people say it is going to be to Cartoon Network. They're going to bring back the original Teen Titans.
Nice.
And it's worth pointing out to all the Teen Titans haters out there for Teen Titans Go, that series has only been brought back because of Teen Titans Go's popularity.
Irony.
It's like I've said before now, like with Transformers. People may not like the Bayformers movies, all of the ones after. I don't like most of the sequels. However, I respect the fact, and I even mentioned that to Rick before now, and he's agreed. They made the Transformers a thing again, and therefore they became a big franchise again. And then we got games and cartoons and everything like that about it. It's the same thing with this. It's made Teen Titans Go has made Teen Titans a household, a brand again. It's made it big. So it's like, Even if it's not what you want to do, it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we gonna do our final thoughts on this?
Before we do, I did just want to also mention the other major song. I like how they bookmarked the story where in the beginning the Titans explain who they are by doing the new Teen Titan rap, and it just kind of, it's the intent is to make them look like a joke to not be taken seriously. Whereas they bookmark it by in the end fight they bring the same rap back again, but completely change the context so it makes them look super badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that rap. That I don't normally like rap music, but I really like that rap song. That may be my favorite song in this.
It's a good rap.
When they're doing it and they're going through all the different character traits. And who knew that she could rap as Raven in the voice?
I know, that was impressive as hell. Go Tara
That's kind of
strong.
cool. Also, bonus points for this. I'll just mention Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Yes.
That's a major joke that we wanted to see for years. It's like when the Lego Batman movie made the guy who played Harvey Dent in the original Batman movie Two-Face because he didn't get to play him in the original movies.
Yeah,
That's fun.
exactly. Good times.
But what's your final thoughts? Pure,
Also, by the way, I don't know if
What'd you say? Just we were talking
I
about.
said, all right. All I said was, well, what was your final thoughts, Pew? And then Jim spoke.
Yeah, so I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I'll probably get it on like Blu-ray or Blu-ray because I don't do DVDs anymore. So, but yeah, it was super funny. I loved the songs. I loved the ending. I loved the characters. I loved everything. It was just wonderful. It was a great experience.
And how about you, Jim?
I also really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good balance of general comedy humor that the kids would enjoy with enough references for the older audience to keep them involved. And it did a great job poking fun at the entire superhero film genre and the state of superheroes as a franchise, today. And I thought it did a really good job of that. And it was enjoyable through the whole thing. The music was well done. And which is overall a great movie. I will also mention...
How do you go?
I will also mention, by the way, I don't know if either of you stayed for it. I found out about it afterward. There was a post-credit scene too, which was just the Guardians still in the void that Raven sent them to. Like, I think we missed the film.
That was. But yeah, did you? I was saying I was surprised no one rated it.
It's good, really good.
No, I didn't know what score you guys were gonna give. Actually, like how you do your rating scores.
Enjoyable by fans or non-fans or fans of the show, but not people who specifically and actively hate it.
Fair enough, Jim, because you're just
kind of there.
heading.
I'm gonna throw it a 95. It was a really good movie, and if you're if you stimulated, if you're a fan of this kind of humor and of the show, and you're not somebody who is overly offended by the cartoonish nature of the characters being portrayed or of how it might be compared to other versions of the characters, then certainly I think it's a 95. It's a really enjoyable film. I feel like there was enough humor to gently make fun of things in the superhero genre without going too far into it. There were a lot of great in-jokes. They brought in a lot of special voices. They had a song from Michael Bolton. The music was all great. So yeah, I'd certainly say a 95. It's a really good movie for what it is.
Nice. And yeah, my final thoughts would be, it's a great movie. You knew what to expect with it being Teen Titans Go. They delivered like hell with all the songs and all the action, all the bright colors, sounds, and stuff to keep kids entertained. There's enough there to keep adults entertained. And if you like the show, it's good. It's exactly what it was supposed to be. It's a great film. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. It's a brilliant film. I can't wait for it to come out, and I'm going to rewatch that.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right.
So join us tomorrow night, people, when me and James Phoenix review the roast of Bruce Willis.
Correct, sir.
And yeah, peace.
Peace out, folks.